Next up, we get the Undertaker pinning Goldust in a final curtain match in 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Meltzer would say the heat spot was Goldust throwing the Goldust in Undertaker's eyes, so he sold for a few minutes, made the big comeback, winning with the tombstone. I don't know. It just feels like the whole Goldust thing has probably run its course by this point for me. I know that it's not as hot as it once was, but I don't know that there's any steam in Goldust here by the end of 96.
I think that, it was probably due to be put on the shelf for a little while. And I think that had we put it on the shelf for a little while and just let him go away, learn a new hold and bring him back, that it would have been fresh all over again.
What's the story behind the holdup of Sean Waltman's release for WCW on your side of things? They had teased it a few times or felt like it was going to happen a few times. And I think you guys were saying, nope, he's not technically able yet. Were you just trying to do whatever you could? I don't know. What do you remember?
God, honestly, I have no recollection of that at all. I don't think that Sean even worked for us for a while or was injured or something, but I have no recollection of that at all.
From the Observer, quote, Undertaker missed the weekend house shows due to a staph infection in his arm. He cut the arm open during the Boiler Room match on 8/18, and it apparently got infected over Labor Day weekend when he worked some shots in Puerto Rico for Carlos Colon. He was hospitalized and pumped full of IV fluids to kill the infection, but wasn't well in time to make the shots. There is a chance he'll be ready for this weekend's shows, but it's still a day-to-day deal. With Undertaker off the tour, they brought in Mark Henry and, of all people, Cowboy Bill Watts to work angles with Mankind. Henry worked in Austin, Houston, and Dallas, and ended up being a victim of, or placing the bear hug, rather, on Mankind. Not sure what exact angle Watts did in Oklahoma City. I believe Watts did an interview where he talked about how great the WWF was, and then Paul Bearer came out. Watts ended up slapping him in the face. Mankind jumps in, etc., etc. It was described as the same angle Watts did with Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express in early '84, which was probably the biggest house show run in the history of Mid-South Wrestling. A lot to unpack here, but Mark Henry being involved here as like a stand-in for the Undertaker. Nice use of him here. Throw a bear hug on Mankind, right?
Yeah, and especially in Austin, where he was from, and University of Texas. Mark was a big name there, world's strongest man. So locally, that's going to get you some buzz to throw out there and do something a little different, unique, and there's a morbid curiosity of what the hell is going to happen.
And then, of course, your boy, Jim Ross, he probably had a hand in this whole Watts thing, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he did. God damn, Cowboy. You put the Cowboy out there in Tulsa and just have the Cowboy go out there and get a big draw on him and put the claw on him and shit. He ain't going to sell shit, I'll tell you that right now.
Is that really the way you remember it, that JR suggested Bill? Or was,
yeah.
Okay. And Bill was easy to work with, as far as you heard? I know you were making
Bill's
the shows.
ever been easy to work with.
All right.
I think Bill was happy to go out and do something in his hometown and get a payday.
Yeah, why not? If you don't have to go anywhere and you get some cash, why not?
Yeah, leave the house, go out for a few hours, and come home with some cash in your pocket.
So as we get Championship Friday, an interesting segment airs where Jerry Lawler's in the ring with the new signee, Mark Henry, and he refers to the Olympics and Jake Roberts, and that they have something in common. They both bombed. Woo.
Yeah, that would be some pretty accurate. I think I don't even know if Mark actually. I know Mark was there for the Olympics. He placed 14 out of 14. Mark had an injury and wasn't able to do anything. Still the world's strongest man.
It's yeah, but we're referencing the bombing in the Olympics. Oof.
There was no bombing at the Olympics.
In 96, you ignorant fucking Atlanta. Richard Jewell.
Yeah, but he didn't do it.
Just saying, you heard the story. That was in July. This is August.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's a little soon. Bad. Just shit. So the Stalker debuts and defeats T.L. Hopper. Boy, what a sentence this era of WWF is.